Have you ever felt like your energy, strength, and confidence are slipping away, leaving you wondering if the vibrant man you once were is gone for good? Have you noticed subtle changes, like feeling tired for no reason, losing that morning spark, or sensing a quiet disconnect with your partner, and thought it's just part of aging? I'm Dr. John, a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience, and I'm here to tell you it's not about age, it's about blood flow. Last week, a 72-year-old man called me, whispering, "Doc, I lasted for hours," my wife cried, thinking I took something dangerous. But it was just 1 teaspoon of a simple, natural ginger mix that transformed his life in days. This video will reveal that exact formula, backed by science from places like the Cleveland Clinic, showing you how to make it, use it, and feel results in as little as 3 to 5 days, even if you're 70, 75, or 80. From small towns in Texas to cities like Chicago, men are reclaiming their vitality without pills or surgery. You need to watch until the end because I'll share the one critical mistake that could sabotage your success, ensuring you get the full benefit of this life-changing secret to feel strong, connected, and truly yourself again. 1. Why blood flow matters more than ever after 60. When I turned 60, I noticed something subtle but deeply unsettling. I wasn't tired because I worked too hard. I wasn't slow because I lacked motivation. Something felt off. It wasn't until I began studying blood flow more deeply, not just in theory, but in my own body and in the men I've worked with for over 3 decades across clinics in Ohio, New York, and Arizona, that I understood what was happening. Blood is life. It carries oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and energy to every cell in your body, including the ones responsible for arousal, stamina, and intimacy. But after 60, things begin to change. Your arteries stiffen, circulation slows, and the vessels that once flooded your system with youthful power start to narrow. It's quiet, gradual, and most men don't realize it until they feel weaker, lose morning erections, or sense their energy slipping away without explanation. This isn't about aging, it's about blood flow. I've seen men in their 70s and even 80s, from farmers in Iowa to retirees in Nevada, feel stronger, more confident, and more connected to their partners again once their circulation was restored. And that's why everything I'm about to share with you begins here, because if your blood isn't flowing well, nothing else will work. Not pills, not workouts, not even motivation. But here's the encouraging part. Nature gave us a way to support healthy blood flow without medication, without surgery, and without side effects. And it starts with one powerful root that's likely sitting in your kitchen right now, whether you're in a suburban home in Georgia or an apartment in Seattle. Let me show you what makes it so effective and why so many men are calling it their secret weapon. 2. The power of ginger, nature's blood flow booster. I still remember the first time I recommended ginger, not just as a spice, but as a solution. It was to a patient named William, 74 years old, soft-spoken, once full of life, now feeling defeated. William, a retired teacher from Oregon, wasn't interested in prescriptions or artificial fixes. He wanted something real, something natural. That's when I introduced him to ginger, not the powdered kind from a dusty spice jar, but fresh ginger root, raw, sharp, and full of life. What most men don't realize is that ginger isn't just for flavor. It's one of nature's most powerful tools for restoring circulation, and there's solid science behind it. Studies from institutions like the Cleveland Clinic and Johns Hopkins show ginger contains compounds like gingerols that stimulate blood vessels, relax arterial walls, and boost nitric oxide production, a molecule that signals your arteries to open wide and let energy flow freely. When that happens, men report something incredible. They feel warmth in their hands and feet again, energy pulsing in their chest, and, for many, power returning in the bedroom. But ginger's benefits don't stop there. It also calms inflammation, supports healthy testosterone levels, and helps balance blood sugar, all critical for staying strong and intimate after 60. William called me 2 weeks later, his voice full of joy, and he laughed like he hadn't in years. He said, "Doc, I feel like my blood is dancing again, and my wife says I'm like the man she met 50 years ago in Portland." Another patient, a 76-year-old mechanic named Tom from Michigan, shared a similar story. After just 3 weeks, he felt a renewed sense of vigor, not just physically, but in his outlook on life, tackling projects in his garage with energy he thought was long gone. These stories aren't rare. They're common among men who commit to this approach. So now the question is, how do you use it, what do you mix it with, and what makes it work even better? There's a very specific formula I recommend, and I'm going to walk you through it step by step, starting right now. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 3. The ginger mix formula, what you need. I've tested dozens of natural remedies over the years, from herbal teas in Colorado to traditional blends in Louisiana, but few have impressed me like this one. The ginger mix I'm about to share didn't come from a lab or a textbook. It came from listening to older men from around the world, from Native American elders to farmers in the Midwest, listening to stories passed down through generations, and listening to what works in real bodies, not just theory. What I found is simple but powerful. This mix starts with fresh ginger root, not the dry stuff, but the kind you can slice and smell instantly. It's alive. To that, we add fresh squeezed lemon juice. Lemon doesn't just add flavor, it supports your liver, your arteries, and helps your body absorb everything else more effectively. Then comes raw honey, not processed, not heated, just pure, golden honey from nature, like the kind you'd find at a farmer's market in Vermont. It calms inflammation and adds a touch of natural sweetness that makes this mix something you'll look forward to. And finally, black raisins. Not everyone expects that part, but raisins soaked overnight are rich in boron, a trace mineral that supports testosterone and blood vessel flexibility. Together, these 4 ingredients work in harmony. They don't just help with blood flow, they help you feel more awake, more clear-headed, more like yourself, whether you're a grandfather in Alabama or a retiree in California. It's a simple list. No pills, no powders, just what your body already understands. The real magic comes not just from what's in it, but how you prepare it, because done right, this mix activates your circulation almost immediately. For why each ingredient matters and how it works. Over the years, I've learned that the ingredients you choose tell a story, not just about nutrition, but about healing. And with this ginger mix, every single item plays a role. When I first began recommending it to my older patients, from construction workers in Pennsylvania to accountants in Illinois, they'd ask me, "Doc, does it make a difference if I skip one?" And my answer was always the same. Every part of this formula has a job to do. Ginger is the foundation. It wakes up your blood vessels, stimulates nitric oxide production, and sends a powerful signal through your circulatory system. Open up, get moving, come back to life. You can feel it, a warm buzz through your chest or lower back after a few days of use. That's not your imagination. That's blood flowing where it hasn't in a long time. Then comes lemon juice, freshly squeezed, never bottled. Its vitamin C helps protect your arteries and supports your liver, which processes hormones that fuel your vitality. It also enhances the absorption of ginger's active compounds, making the whole mix more effective. Raw honey is more than just sweetness. It calms inflammation, balances blood sugar, and supports your adrenal system, the part of your body that deals with stress and energy. And when you're over 60, managing stress isn't optional. It's essential for intimacy, whether you're sharing quiet evenings in Maine or busy days in Texas. And those soaked raisins, they're a hidden gem, rich in antioxidants, iron, and boron. They gently boost testosterone and help keep your blood vessels soft and responsive, exactly what you want for strong circulation and performance. Let me share another example. A 71-year-old named Mike, a former firefighter from New Jersey, started using this mix after years of feeling sluggish. Within 2 weeks, he was back to morning walks with his dog, feeling a spring in his step he hadn't felt since his 50s. His wife noticed too, saying he seemed more engaged, more present. That's the power of these ingredients working together. Now that you understand why each piece matters, the next question is, how do you bring it all together? The preparation method is just as important as the ingredients themselves, and in the next section, I'll guide you through every step the way I do it for my patients. 5. How to prepare the ginger mix step by step. Whenever a patient asks me how to make this ginger mix, I don't just hand them a recipe. I walk them through it like I'm handing over something sacred, because in many ways, it is. It's not just about ingredients, it's about intention, it's about slowing down, paying attention to your body, and giving it something it can truly use, whether you're in a quiet cabin in Montana or a busy home in Florida. Start with fresh ginger, about 2 tablespoons, peeled and finely grated. You want it as fresh as possible, that spicy scent, that's life, that's circulation in a root. Then squeeze in the juice of half a lemon. No shortcuts here, bottled stuff just doesn't carry the same power or purity. Add a teaspoon of raw honey, stir gently, and let it settle. The honey softens the kick of the ginger and adds a layer of calm. Then drop in a small handful of black raisins, about 10 to 15, that have been soaked in water overnight. That overnight soak unlocks their nutrients, making them easier to digest and more powerful. You can mix everything in a small bowl or cup, and if you like, add a splash of warm water to make it smoother, like a comforting morning ritual. Take a quiet moment while you stir, smell it. This isn't medicine, it's nourishment. It's a signal to your body that you're choosing to fight back, gently, naturally, consistently. I've seen men, like a 68-year-old carpenter named Dave from Wisconsin, transform their mornings with this ritual, finding not just physical energy but a renewed sense of purpose. But making the mix is only half the story. The other half is how you use it. Timing, frequency, and consistency all matter, and if you get those right, the results can be surprising. Let me show you exactly how to use it to unlock its full potential. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 6th, how to use it for maximum effect. I've had men call me just days after starting this mix, amazed by how quickly they felt a shift. But I always remind them, it's not just what you take, it's how and when you take it that makes the difference. The body, especially after 60, responds best to rhythm and intention. The best time to take this mix is first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach. That's when your digestive system is clear, your blood is ready to absorb, and your circulation needs that early kick to get going, whether you're waking up in Arkansas or Arizona. I tell my patients, think of it as your morning ignition switch. Stir the mixture gently, breathe in the scent, and take it slowly, let it settle in your system. Follow it with a glass of warm water if you'd like. It helps with absorption and hydration. Stick to once a day. Some men think more is better, but with natural remedies, consistency always beats excess. 1 teaspoon each morning, every morning. Give it 7 days. Most men report feeling a lift by day 3 or 4, more energy, better warmth in their limbs, and a noticeable change in intimacy by week 2. The results often speak for themselves, but here's the thing. Too many men stop just as they're starting to improve. They get busy, they forget. Don't be that guy. Stay the course. It's not a quick fix. It's a daily message to your body that you still care. Take Jim, a 73-year-old from Tennessee, who almost gave up after a week but stuck with it after his daughter encouraged him. By week 3, he was dancing with his wife at a family barbecue, something he hadn't done in years. Now, if this mix is working, you'll likely feel something emotional too, a sense of return, of confidence, of connection, and that leads us to something deeper, the emotional impact this simple ritual can have on your relationship, your self-worth, and the way you carry yourself. Let's talk about that next. 7. Emotional impact. What this means for you and your partner. This isn't just about circulation, it's about connection. I've had so many older men sit across from me in my office, some in their 60s, others in their late 70s, from all walks of life, truck drivers in Oklahoma, teachers in Virginia, and they all say the same thing in one way or another. Doc, I just want to feel like myself again, and I want my wife to see me that way too. That longing to feel respected, desired, alive, never fades with age. But when the body starts slowing down and the spark begins to dim, it's easy for intimacy to slip quietly out of reach. And sometimes, even harder, is watching your partner wonder where you went. What I've seen with this ginger mix isn't just physical change. It's emotional. Men tell me their wives started smiling at them differently, that conversations turned warmer, that the silence in the bedroom started to lift. One man, a 72-year-old named Frank from South Dakota, told me, with tears in his eyes, "My wife held my hand again, like she used to. I didn't think I'd ever feel that closeness again." He said it felt like rediscovering a long-lost part of youth and love in his marriage. Another, a 69-year-old named Steve from Maryland, shared how his wife noticed he was more attentive, initiating date nights again, something he hadn't done since their early years together. Because when you aren't just blood flowing, your confidence, your energy, is rising, and your confidence is confidence back more. It like shows a confident you man walking taller you touch with more intention, feel, you become restored to present, again confident, not just as a man's confidence, but as a partner. This emotional lift can transform relationships, bringing back a spark that shared makes stories you both feel more alive. Let's dive into what emotional impact this means for you. But as I've said before, small missteps can get in the way, and I've seen men do it too many times. Good men with good intentions making simple mistakes that hold them back. Let me show you exactly what those mistakes are, and how to avoid these pitfalls, starting today. 8. How to avoid these common pitfalls today. Over the years, I've seen so many men start strong with a natural remedy like this ginger mix, only to give up too soon, frustrated because they didn't feel the results they expected. And almost every time, man, it wasn't just because the mix didn't worsen, it was because a few small but crucial mistakes that quietly got in their way. The first mistake is using low-quality ingredients. I can't stress this enough. Fresh matters. Bottled lemon juice, it's lost most of its vitamin C. The processed honey, or processed from honey, the store shelf, the grocery shelf, it's often heated, filtered, and stripped. It's of the very nutrient that makes it vital and healing. If you want real results, use real ingredients. Go for fresh ginger. Use raw ginger honey, raw and honey organic lemons. Whenever you can, wherever you shop, from supermarkets to co-ops. The 8th mistake is skipping a day. Skipping this day's mix. Works it's through consistency, not intensity, not its durations like watering a plant you forget. To forget water for a few days, it'll start to wither and fade. It's 1 teaspoon a day every morning. Every morning is enough, but you've got to have to stick with it. Another mistake is taking it right after a heavy meal. When your stomach's full, digestion slows down, and your body struggles to absorb the good nutrients it needs. Taking it first thing on an empty stomach helps it kick in faster, deeper, and more effectively. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. And finally, the biggest mistake of all is just giving up too soon. You might not see or feel results on day 1, but that doesn't mean nothing's happening. Change is already brewing, starting beneath the surface. You'll feel the body start to wake up soon. Now, when you sidestep and avoid these traps and stay true and consistent to your routine body, it'll start rolling beautifully, opening up what new energy you expect next, how will you know it's working, and when will you feel it? You'll see when I guide you through what most guys feel over the first few weeks. It's more potent than you might ever think, expect. 9. 8. What to look forward to over time. One of the most common questions I get is, Doc, how long till before I feel something? And the straight honest answer is, it depends. It depends. For every man's body, it tells a different tale, unique but. After 30 decades, working with thousands of men, I've seen some very clear patterns emerge. In the first few days, most guys men report a subtle shift changes, a bit little more pep energy in the AM morning, a sharper clearer mind head, less creakiness stiffness in their hands and feet. It's like your joints lights and body starting to coming back on, slow and steady, like a sunrise slowly waking but surely up. By the close of the first week, you may feel warmth returning to spots that felt cold or numb inactive for years, like a gentle rekindling. Some guys tell me they're waking up with that morning firmness they thought was history gone for good forever. That's not some magic trick. It's your blood flow kicking restored back, and naturally, using stuff ingredients your body gets, trust your body knows. 2 to 3 weeks in, that's when the big deeper shifts start to roll in to happen. Your stamina climbs improve, your wife or partner might catch you looking, you seem more vibrant and present, more full of life, conversations take on a new warmth. Your confidence grows back. Confidence not from some ego trip, but from a deep, quiet certainty that your body's firing up again on all cylinders. The best and most gorgeous beautiful part is, these changes don't just stop, they keep growing. They like build a campfire, like kindling a fire being stoked, like a sacred thing returning to you. But for those guys who want to push it further, who want even more than to just hold on to these wins results, there's but some enhanced extra them tricks. There I've picked up are over the few years simple. They're tricks easy I've, natural discovered, and they make a world of difference. I'll dive into what those are now. 10 extra tricks for men who want even more. If you've stuck with it this far, it doesn't mean just you care about surviving, not just you care about living longer, you're about thriving better. If you're ready to dive deeper, there are a few simple tweaks and habits that can amplify everything the volume. This is on ginger. What mix you're doing is for doing you for you. Try tossing in a tiny pinch of cinnamon into the mix. It helps keep your blood sugar in check, supports warming your blood circulation flow even more. After breakfast, take a quick 15-minute walk. It doesn't need to be a sprint, be fast, just keep moving it. Walking helps blood activate, and flowing nitric oxide keeps your arteries limber and flexible. In the evening, skip those heavy dinners, give your body a break, your stomach, digest, heal, and recharge overnight, letting it do its repair work. Don't sleep on deep breathing either. 10. Slow breathing breaths. 10 before deep bed breaths calms your nerves. Keeps your system blood calm flow and steady. Helps through the night blood flow steady. These tweaks might seem minor, but they've flipped lives upside down. I've seen it firsthand. They've helped men like a Paul guy, named Paul's a 74-year-old from Oklahoma, who told me, "Doc, I kicked it off with just the ginger, but now am I feeling like a whole life's new got rhythm A to new my rhythm life." Alright, folks, we've reached the end of this journey, and I hope you're as excited as I am about what's possible for your health and vitality. Today, I've shared with you the powerful secret of a simple ginger mix that's transforming lives across America, from the heart of Texas to the streets of Chicago. You've heard stories like Frank's, a 72-year-old from South Dakota who rediscovered closeness with his wife, and William, a retired teacher from Oregon who felt his blood dancing again after years of feeling defeated. You've learned why blood flow is the key to reclaiming your energy, confidence, and intimacy after 60, how to make this science-backed mix with fresh ginger, lemon, honey, and raisins, and the critical mistake to avoid so you can see results in just 3 to 5 days. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned today that you're ready to bring into your life? Maybe it's the importance of fresh ingredients, the morning ritual, or the power of consistency. Drop a comment below this video and share that one takeaway you'll put into practice. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more science-backed tips to help you feel stronger, more alive, and truly yourself, no matter your age. Let's keep this conversation going. See you in the comments.